I'm going to just put it through together, line up my holes, and punch. Now I'm using the big bite. You could use anything else that you have. This is just going to goes through the chipboard as well. Okay, I don't want that to move. Alright, so now I have punched my 4 holes. Right, now we're going to put the eyelets through. These are just from the office store. I didn't actually have any big eyelets that matched this book, so I'm going to color these with a permanent marker because I don't really like that yellow. I wanted it to be more brown. So I'm just going to put them through first. Now actually sorry, I forgot to punch the holes through the inner spine. So sorry. And then of course I'm losing my eyelets. Alright. So once you have punched the holes through your outer spine, you need to punch them through your inner spine as well before you put your eyelets. I didn't want my eyelets to show right through. I wanted this, I'm going to stick my inner spine over the eyelets because I want it to be a neat edge there. Okay, and I can see that this actually needs to be trimmed just a smidgen, just a little bit. Seems to be a bit longer. So I'm just shaving a little bit off. I think I shaved something off and I cut the other piece. Okay. So I'm going to line this up. And then I'm going to put it through again and punch on exactly the same spot so that I can get the holes in exactly the same spot for my inner spine too. This is just going through one layer of paper now, so it's so much easier. Alright. Okay, so let's put now our eyelets through. This on that setting, and I think it's all ready. Let me just turn this down for you. I think the camera is in a totally wrong spot today, and I'm doing everything off camera. Okay, yeah, that worked. And 2 on this side. Now if you don't have the big bite and if you just have the normal crocodile, you could put your holes further out. I'm not sure if the normal crocodile will go further this far in. Just make sure that you punch through a piece of paper as well. Use the guide so that you can punch your holes the same afterwards. Okay, I think that one just needs a little bit more. First one. Okay. Oh, I tend to squeeze too hard and ruin them, but it doesn't matter. This is a very distressed book, so the eyelets are a bit distressed. Okay, then I don't really like this gold. If I had silver, I might have left it, so I'm just using a permanent marker. You could use any permanent marker. This is just a brown from Whispers. This is the only permanent marker I had. And I'm just going to paint over the metal. And ooh, lovely. Alright, just distressing. Should have maybe done this before I actually put it on. It's a bit difficult trying to do it on camera. Okay. And then I'm just painting the inside as well. And actually that gold color with this brown ends up being this maroony burgundy color, which is the same color as the print, which I actually like. Why am I painting over the print? Can't really see it. Okay. I'm just going to go from the inside. Okay, needs a little bit more. And once these dry, the permanent markers, you can just go over them a second time. Okay. There we go. So just trying to dry it a bit. Now we're going to take that second piece. You could sandwich this in together. I just didn't want this raw edge on the inside grabbing on my pages. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't use my tools properly. I can never get the eyelets to open up smoothly. They're very rough. So I wanted to cover that rough side, that rough edge with the inner spine. There we go. Just make sure sometimes your up and down is not the same way. So now I'm going to put glue again onto just the chipboard. So that I can stick that inner spine there. Okay, just make sure you get it in between those eyelets as well. This should be a segment on alternative scrapbooking without tools. Alright. Okay, and as I said, I don't want too much of that on there because it just takes too long to dry. But you do want it up on the edges, especially the top and the bottom. Okay. Make sure that your holes are lined up, and I think I have it upside down again. There we go. Now ideally this should be left just to dry a little bit. Maybe it's easier if you start with the spine. Okay, so you end up with this. You end up with that kind of a sandwich where the inner spine, I'll just show you, the inner spine is smaller than the outer spine. Now what we're going to do is we are going to sandwich the front and the back pieces. And I don't want the spine showing, so I'm going to sandwich the outer part in between the chipboard and the print, and then that's going to get stuck over on the inside. Okay. I just wanted to show you although it does say it on the prints, but there is a dark printed area on the front cover so that you know that this is the front part of the spine. It matches with the front cover. It has that same dark print. So then this piece, you basically take your fingers, pull back the inner spine so that you only have the one print, and we're going to sandwich that in between the cover and the spine so that you end up with that. So let's just put some glue now. We're going to put some Mod Podge. We're going to turn back this part, and there where we didn't put glue, I'm going to put some all over the rest of this. And just scrape off the excess. Okay, now I'm working with the front, so I need this piece with the dark. I'm pulling back the back part, the inner spine, and I'm going to slip in the outer spine and just turn it over. You want this to glue while it's closed, because this is a larger surface area. If you glue all this while the book's totally open, while your cover's open, you run the risk of it tearing when you try to close it. That's actually true for all books when you make covers. Okay, just holding it there for a little bit while it just starts sticking. And then we're going to stick the front onto that, and you get this really nice neat edge. Okay, I think that's dry enough. Now I think I'm going to put glue. Just have to be a bit careful here, although this is Mod Podge, so it does dry clear, and it is a sealant too, so not really worried if it does go onto. Just be careful if you did inkjet print. Be careful not to smudge your printing with too much glue. Alright, so I'm just putting more glue over the edge. And then I'm going to I just want the edges to be nice and stuck. Ideally you need to put pressure on this and let it dry a bit. But now for the video purposes. Okay. I went a bit too much into the corner there. I need a bit of glue here with my lace. I didn't manage to get into that corner there. I'm just going to put a bit . I love how everything's half off camera. I haven't put the camera in the right spot. Okay, we're going to do the inside at the end. So we're just going to stick the back cover on now again. And let's do the same for the back cover.